Juanito, who's been on? Who's been on?
Cypher.
Cypher Sounds handles this business. Who else?
Big Ben.
Wow.
Welcome to the Dollar Bill Show, episode 53. Man, my fucking knee has been killing me. I had to go to the hospital and have it x-rayed because something's up with it, man. It's something that I did like probably 6 or 7 years ago. I was fishing in the Elk River up there next to the shoals, and I was like this high and I stepped wrong, and like I could feel it, just felt like it separated. And ever since then it hurts on and off, but it's got to a point where I can't fucking take it anymore. And it was like all swollen up today. And then part of me is like, thinks it's that, but it's not, because of the way it's swollen and also it's separated. But like, I'm really big on Dr. John Sarnos, and where most of our pain is like emotional pain, things that have happened to us, and then you get shortness of breath and it manifests. It's like the emotional pain hurts so bad that it'll find ways to manifest in your body. Like it starts out with back. He cured my back pain, definitely. And then now I've had it in my neck, and like it'll just show up any different place, man, like in your body. Until you realize, like, I used to have days where I would literally throw my back out and not be, and it's so real. It's real. Like, I've even had like a knot the size of a golf ball come up on the side of my neck when I was a teenager. And I got to thinking, it was like, yeah, I was thinking about all of that stuff with my mom when that happened. And like, that's why it happened. And it's all, I notice it because like it took me 5 or 6 times to notice, like, I'm thinking about this thing that made me feel so horrible. And then like all I did was rise up out of bed like this, and my neck is like all kinked up. And it's like that. So that makes no sense. And now I know, like it would even come time and time again back in my back, my lower back would always like lock up like that. And it's like, now if you just know, breathe deep and pain through it, and like get it through your head that, hey, it's not real. It's not really real. And check that out if you've never heard of it. Howard Stern put me onto that, and man, it makes a lot of sense. And like literally the dude has cured millions of people with that. But it literally is like the emotional pain is too much for your psyche to handle, so it manifests physically in your body like that. But when I was in the hospital, it took a while to get back there, and then they put you in this little waiting room, and like it was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Like, you know how like every business you go into has those sliding doors? Well, this was like a big single sliding door with 2 glass panels and metal in the center. And then it just leads into a waiting room with like 8 chairs, a TV, and a bathroom in there. And it was like a sliding door to like shut you in there. And like, I have PTSD and have been in solitary and hate being in solitary confined places like that. And I was the only one in there, and I was just like, dude, this reminds me exactly of being in solitary confinement, because even the door is like designed, they have that like that in solitary confinement so they can look in there and see you, and they have a camera on you anyway. But it was just weird. I was like, why this that leads into just this little room? Like, that makes no sense. I could see like an exterior door or something like that. But have you ever bought a lemon that was a lemon? Like, I literally bought a lemon and it looked like the most beautiful lemon. And then I cut into it, and right in the center, I cut it in 4 pieces, and right in the center, it was brown in every piece. I've literally bought a lemon that was a lemon. In the tribute in the beginning, it's on the 1st of September is Funkmaster Flex's last show on Power 105 in New York. So wish him the best, and thank you, man. What a legend in the industry. I always love the infamous the bomb, dude. It sounds like a fucking inferno. All right, listen. That's what they should start. That's really what they should start putting on anytime Trump comes on TV to speak. Just fucking. It sounds like he's fucking in an inferno of hell. So I had this idea because I heard that, like, in 1930s Germany, they would literally change the horoscopes. The government, the Nazi party would change the horoscopes to try to change the outcome of, like, people's days, and just to try to control the masses, which I still suspect sometimes in these bigger publications is going on. So anyway, I came up with what if Trump did that to the horoscopes. So I got a new segment, and it's called
Trump horoscopes.
So here are some of the horoscopes for Friday, August. Here are some of the Trump horoscopes for Friday, August 29th. Pisces. You may be thinking about telling the whole world how you feel today, but not so fast, Bernie Jr. Bad idea. And if it doesn't say that in the God Bless the USA Bible, then don't do it. Aquarius. You're going to need to build a wall between you and your ex. She's looking pretty crazy, frankly. Aries. Beware of any free thinking you might have today. It's best to just stay home, turn on Fox News, or catch up with some friends on Truth Social. And above all else, obey authority. I know this happened a while ago, but, like, I want to give, like, a little eulogy for Hulk Hogan, because, I mean, for so many of us 80s babies, he was such a huge part of, like, there was nothing bigger, especially if you could manage to stay up on Saturday night and watch Saturday night's main event, to watch him and, like, Macho Man wrestle. There was absolutely nothing bigger than that. And he was probably my first hero. I can remember watching him. It was right after we got our first VHS VCR, and I can remember watching him slam the Giant on VHS from those tapes of, like, in the Pontiac Dome in Detroit. And wow, he was larger than life. And he was probably, like, my first hero. Like him, Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan, that was the biggest. And I can remember one time I even like got a Hulk, one of those yellow tank tops, just so that I could rip it off, man. We went to wrestling in Huntington and he wasn't there. And that was a bummer. But later on I did get to see him at an NWO pay-per-view, and he was there with like Dennis Rodman as playing a bad guy in the NWO. And I remember too that I got sent to me. Somebody sent him, and it was like, and it was while he was the bad guy in the NWO. And he sent me 2 pictures that were autographed of himself, and one of them was him in like the classic yellow and red that he autographed, and then another one was him in as Hollywood Hogan. So my condolences to his family and loved ones, and wow. Say your prayers and eat your vitamins, kids. And don't go to a fucking doctor that's going to give you a bunch of narcotic. Like, I don't know if that is exactly what happened, but I know, like, in that line of work, obviously, like, substance abuse is a huge thing, and he had all kinds of talk about Dr. John Sarnos. Now, I'm not saying he didn't have stuff wrong with his back and all of that, but talk about the emotional pain of being a person like Hulk Hogan. And I know he switched up in his later years and was big, like he went like religious right all the way. You know what I'm saying? So, but just when I was a kid, there was nobody bigger than Hulk Hogan. That's all I have today. Everybody have a nice weekend. And if nobody told you today, I love you. And if none of your friends told you that they love you, then you need to get some new friends.